This is going to be Iron Docks as a Mistweaver monk. Second Warlords of Diener dungeon. Cool, fun place. I always enjoy this one a whole lot. This was my first experience with it, so I wasn't sure what I was getting into. The map looked all confusing. I kind of traced a route through it. It's a lot less confusing once I'm actually here doing it, though. That looks like a Death Knight. Yup, that's Death Knight color. Got some kind of warrior, also some kind of warrior maybe? And somebody else. Incendiary slug, okay, that's what's going on. Alright, yep, 2 warriors and a mage. Neat. Both big, huge Tauren warriors. Looked like that mage took a little while to wake up. Wasn't seeing a whole lot going on back there. So this dungeon's available in time walking, and I had a pretty entertaining experience in it recently. There was one particular boss who gave the random group I was with a huge amount of trouble. It's pretty funny, I might show it at some point. I'll tell you about it when we get to it. So I haven't actually found a whole lot of time to play this game lately. I'm actually kinda chewing through my backlog, so still have a fair bit to go, but not that much. I mean, with this character, sure, but like, everything else I'm trying to keep up with. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff back there that we probably won't interact with. All those target dummies and, well, not dummies, targets and the big Gron back there. Oh, guess you can't death grip that. The beam went out, the sound went off, but it did not move. Why would that be undeath grippable? That's weird. Huh. Oh right, and I have that garrison icon on my minimap right now because I'm within the level range where that shows up. So this super weird thing, you know. Warlords of Draenor, Legion, and Battle for Azeroth all have their own version of a mission table where you can go send your followers off and have them do stuff for you and come back with loot or experience or whatever. Each one gets its own little thing on the minimap you can click, but once you pass that level range, you know, it's still available. You can go back to your garrison in Frostfire Ridge or whatever it's called, and, you know, in your class hall in Legion and do stuff when you're in Battle for Azeroth, but, like, you don't get to just click the minimap icon and check the status whenever you want. That's just not available. You have to do it for the new expansion you're in. There's, like, some UI elements I just don't even know how to get to. I guess I got too close to somebody. People were trying to do a skip. I'm gonna just stick to the person who's supposed to take it off me until they notice. Okay, this looks like a boss. Yeah. So, Flesh Render, knock something, and his Mount Dreadfang. Oh man, that mount's going down quick. Already down half. Notgar, that's his name. Okay, so... Flaming arrows, presumably just move out of that. Seems obvious enough. It sure does spread, though. Yeah, okay, it looks like a real pain to stay out of this fire. That's why nobody's doing it. I mean, we kind of are. But it just keeps right on spreading. So stay constantly on the move, I guess. Well, that's probably fine. Ranged party members are usually the only ones who need to stand still to do anything. Anybody in melee can just kind of keep on moving around, and it's fine for the most part.
the case, Knockar, he's dead.
Oh, right.
We should pick up anchor and set sail for Talador right now. Calm yourself, Zogar. We will do no such thing. If these weaklings are so eager to die, then we should oblige. But sir, this is the last of the ground that we have. Blackhand will have our hides if we show up empty-handed. Do not question my authority.
This goes on for a bit.
This isn't just any blood. This is Skulak, son of Groove. The blood of a champion courses through the bones. Paltry whelps. Yes, sir.
Paltry Whelps, that's us. So these two orcs up here, Zagash and Koromar, are going to be talking to us throughout this entire dungeon before they finally fight us at the end. They have a lot to say. This whole place is kind of just about the banter between those two. Cenarius, that is not a server name I see very often. Those other three are more familiar. Oh, these giant iron stars here that apparently you can ride. I see people are in, or like push or something. I don't understand these. I guess it's just an item you can interact with and like roll through the dudes, kind of like that dragon ride in Grim Batal, where you can just like take them out ahead of time if you aim well enough and not have to worry about them as you run through, I guess? That's best I can tell. There's loot in the ground there. If I went to get it though, I'd get somebody's attention, so I guess I'm gonna leave it.
Ah, would you look at that? Maybe I underestimated them. Zogosh, prepare Skulak. Let them have a taste of what he has to offer. Igniting the cannon, sir!
Cannons. Are we going to be under fire here? Whoa, what happened to this warrior? He had a bad time, somehow. Oh, he stood in the spinning blades there. Okay, so spinning blades appear. That's what happens if you stand in them. Alright. I'm being kept busy. Oh, yeah, Death Knight's standing in now. Gotta move. Alright, so those are important. You cannot ignore them. What happened to me? I got 2 of something on me. Don't have time to look, though. No, it's gone. Whatever it was. Getting some mana back real quick. Sure, why not? Okay, there are those cannons. Aim, then fire. Yeah, okay, so more of those blades. Oh man, they just go around and do whatever the heck they want. Okay. Huh. Those are weird. Why are they here? Okay, there's Skulak. Way off in the distance. Can't get to him yet. So yeah, on the map this looks like a big open area, but if you look carefully, there are these weird little barricades and stuff that block it off, so it's actually a pretty straightforward linear path. So more fire on the ground here, huh? I saw that chain. Okay, so somebody decided to do an equivalent of Death Grip on our mage. So it looks like if you're standing at range, you're going to get pulled in here, so that you get an chance to experience the fire on the ground.
Firing you out, sir! He's out of ammunition! I'm reloading! I'm reloading! Ah, forget it. They'll never make it past the traps. Makog, Ariok, front and center. There's some new meat for you to tend.
Makog, Ariok, who are those? Oh, okay, got it. It's two of these.
My pleasure. Ha! Ditto!
So this was the boss that that time walking group I was with had the huge amount of trouble with. So this is, you know, council boss. 3 enemies at once. One or more of them had some kind of, what was it, like sanguine sphere or something? Alright, so Ariok Dugru over there is casting Blood Bolt. So she's like some sort of blood mage or something. Will Sanguine Sphere happen on normal? Probably not. Warriors are off there just doing their own thing, while we focus on this. Okay, it doesn't look like Sanguine Sphere has happened. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, Ariak Dogru begins to cast Sanguine Sphere. Let's watch those health bars over on the right. I didn't see anything too dramatic happen. So Sanguine Sphere, if I remember, the mechanic is it puts up a little blood shield on the target, which might be the boss itself, might be one of their friends. If that shield is broken by damage, they heal for a huge amount. And somebody in that group didn't know that. I didn't either. I was doing some damage, somebody else was doing some damage. It just kept on happening that the Sanguine Sphere got broken, and whoever was being focused was healed right back up. That battle went on for like 10 minutes. It was kind of amazing. So like in the middle of it, I opened up my dungeon guide, adventure guide thingy, listing for this boss, and learned the Sanguine Sphere mechanic, stopped attacking while it was up. Being the healer, I didn't have much damage, so I wasn't really breaking it much of the time. But there was a paladin there who just kept on hitting it over and over and over, even after instructed not to. So that took just an amusingly long time. It's a cool little mechanic. I like stuff like that you actually have to... Look at that little shuffle that Cleftos did. Couldn't figure out how to face. Yeah, so that was fun. I enjoy having mechanics like that around, where like a fight just will not happen unless you actually pay attention to what's going on. It makes the game more fun. On normal, it looks like you can just ignore it. Maybe people handled it correctly. I couldn't tell. It did look like the warriors were just sitting there beating on 2 of the dudes while the other 3 of us were paying attention to the other one. So my guess is that on normal mode, Sanguine Sphere is tuned not to be such a problem. Only on Time Walking Heroic, etc. Does it have such an effect. Maybe. I don't know. She also casted a whole lot more often, and, you know, the bosses had a lot more health, and, you know, it restored like 30% of it or something, way faster than we would get 30% of their health gone just by damage. So yeah, that fight's fun. I'm always going to remember that whenever I go to that fight now.
Captain, they're almost here. What do we do now? I'm not playing these games anymore.
Oh sure, right. Next boss, coming up. Bring in the Saberon.
Sure you want to let that thing out of its cage? I don't think we've fed it since we found it. Put a muzzle on it. Good idea, Star. The cat.
Oh man, these jokers. Huh, that thing's not skinnable? Oh yeah, it is. It just took a moment to pop up. But then I'd already walked away. Here we go. Alright, so a bunch of cages here. Oshir, the big Saberon, is gonna fight us and also let things out of their cages to fight us during this. He does a whole lot of damage in direct attacks, at least, you know, in the real version of this dungeon. Let's see how it goes here. He's wearing a Winter Veil hat! Oh, that's just silly. Oh, and the ones who let him out of his cage no longer exist. That's why they were afraid of him. Alright, he's releasing more. Our mage disconnected, or something. Okay. Or like, teleported out of the dungeon. Okay. Mage is gone. Huh. I wonder why. Guess they had something else to do. Alright. Nobody else is bothering to queue up a new party member, so I decided to do it. It's funny you can do that in this boss fight. Looks like we get a hunter, eventually. For just the last little bit of this. Yeah, okay. On normal, this boss does not look scary at all. Just beat on him for a while, take care of the things he releases. Is this hunter ever gonna arrive? Doesn't especially look like it. Yep. Think we're just gonna have 4 party members for this.
And so brazenly set foot on my ship. Nothing will stop the Iron Horde, least of all you. Enjoy your death, weaklings. Zogash, man the machine turret. Aye, aye, sir.
Alright, Zogash and Koromar actually gonna fight us now. Oh hey, the hunter zoned in, and is way back at the entrance? No, back there. Okay, well, maybe he'll find his way to us during this fight. We'll see! Because it doesn't look like we're waiting. Wait, okay, so Skulllock is here too, right. So Skulllock and Koromar and Zogash somewhere, I think? So this has a thing that's a little bit like the last boss in Siege of Nizhao Temple. At some point, here we go, Cannon Barrage, get behind cover to survive. So we get pushed back. There is cover here. So you can wait for one of those to happen, and then zip over to the next bit of cover. And you gotta, like, give Skulllock a tap to get him to stop the barrage or something? Somebody always gets up there really quick, so I don't see that barrage go for very long. But yeah, the way stuff's laid out there, I think you're supposed to, like, hide behind cover, then zip to the next bit of cover, hide for a bit, go to the next, and slowly make your way up there to do something about the barrage. But somebody always has a way to do it quickly.
Koromar, no! I will avenge you!
My party frame's red. Somebody is targeting me. That's what that usually means. I guess it's Zogash here. Yeah, he has it in for me. No, he's looking at the Death Knight, as he should. Is it Skulllock? Also, did the hunter ever make it in here? Yes, he did. Okay, great. Managed to join us just for the very end. Okay, my party frame's just red because it feels like being red. Sometimes it does that. Alright, there we go. That's Iron Docks. Cool little place. More fun in the real version, but you know, this version's fun too. Looks like I'm gonna just sort of hang around here for a little while before I decide. Yep, that's what we went through. Eventually I'll leave. There we go. Everybody else is also just kind of standing there. Alright, I'll see you next time.